Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. Yesterday, at least half a dozen of my subscribers sent me a link to a TED Talks video, and I actually got involved in a conversation in the comments on it. And I want to create a video that's a bit of a rebuttal to what was said in this video. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, normally I am a huge fan of the TED Talks. I would say at least 80% of the TED Talks are videos that I've genuinely enjoyed. I love the topics that are covered there. But they had a speaker who discussed yesterday of basically accepting your own fat if you're obese. And as somebody who actually has a formal background in nutrition and human physiology and has taken plenty of courses on these topics at a university, and who has spent a lot of my time working with other people directly, even coming from a background of obesity myself, and then later going on to compete in bodybuilding after starting out 270 pounds when I was 19. I find the way that this topic was presented to be not just absurd, but repugnant. And I'm going to link the video here, and I'm going to link it down below. And basically, the first problem this person presents is talking about how diets don't work. She's been on diet after diet her whole life, like many obese people. And this is one of the most common problems with people who are trying to lose weight, because there is a whole industry created around it when it's really absurdly easy to lose 50 or 100 pounds of fat if you're willing to put in the work consistently and just do some basic research. It doesn't cost you anything. If anything, it saves you money. So it shouldn't be costing you anything, and the information is freely available. There are people like myself and others who put out scientifically backed information on weight loss, fat loss, fitness, as has been found by the best nutrition researchers and is put out by the best nutritionists out there, not quacks and kooks who have no background in nutrition. Just most medical doctors are not qualified to discuss food or nutrition because they didn't study it in school. So when they write books on this stuff, it's almost always going to be fad bullshit, and it doesn't work. You shouldn't need special diets. You don't go on a diet. If you want to get into shape and you want to be healthier and fit, it's a lifestyle change. You change your lifestyle. And she had mentioned that it turns out diets only have a 5% success rate, that 95% of people regain all the weight. That's statistically true. It's because they're doing diets. And they go into the idea that it's something temporary and they want a quick fix, instead of putting in the work. And it took these people years to gain this fat. They should expect that it's going to take years to take it off in a healthy way. And you do that through several ways, but caloric deficit is the biggest way. And the methods that are proven and known and almost 100% effective if you follow it, and it's effective until you quit following it, is one, regardless of what you eat, you can still eat cake and ice cream and cookies and pizza in moderation and still lose 150 pounds. It's been proven and shown over and over and over, both in scientific literature and in the real world. So you don't need special diets. You need a caloric deficit. You need to burn fewer calories than you take in. And that also means you lose weight slowly. If you're trying to lose weight more than 1 pound a week, you're doing it too fast. So if you have 100 pounds of fat that you need to lose, you should expect it to take you 2 years. So you do it slowly so that you keep your metabolism higher. You consume a higher amount of protein so that it improves satiation and helps with recompositioning the body. 3, you exercise, but very specifically you need resistance training because it builds muscle, recompositions you, and speeds up your metabolic rate so that you burn more calories. So people who aren't weightlifting 3 times a week, who are talking about trying to lose weight, they're basically fucking up. They haven't done some basic research if they think they can go do it through dancing or doing other activities and that they're going to not reduce their metabolism over time. So you need weightlifting and resistance training. And you need caloric deficit. And then on top of that, there's other just increased general physical activity level in order to burn more calories. But that's what it comes down to. Building muscle to speed up metabolism, caloric deficit, higher protein. That's how you do it. This is proven. It's been proven over and over and over. Plenty of people have gone from being obese to being competitive bodybuilders or even fitness models. So it has been done. It's been done by thousands and thousands of people successfully, and it works almost every time, and people maintain it as long as they stay consistent because they change their lifestyle. They don't look for a quick fix. Now, the other things that really bothered me with this video are that she talked about the health aspects. And again, she keeps going back and comparing really thin people. Well, it is unhealthy to be underweight, but being athletic and healthy and at an ideal weight or an ideal body fat percentage is actually healthy, and your blood markers are going to look better and you will live longer. And being obese, which again the four biggest factors that contribute to disease, lifestyle factors to shorten lifespan and disease that are known and documented, are cigarette smoking, alcohol abuse or other drug abuse, similar drugs, being sedentary, and 4, being obese. It doesn't necessarily mean overweight, because a lot of us who are into serious training and lifting are obviously going to be overweight without being obese. So some researchers have actually changed BMI and they don't use it, and rather than say overweight, they say overfat. Because having body fat percentages above 20% for males and above 30% for women reduces your life expectancy. It reduces your health markers. And yes, being way underweight and sedentary is just as bad as being obese and sedentary. It doesn't mean that people in the middle are not better off. And being obese, you're going to suffer a lot of problems. You're going to obviously deal with the social stigma, and you can't change that, and you shouldn't change that, because it shouldn't be accepted to be morbidly obese and unhealthy any more than we should accept people who stand around and chain smoke or people who are belligerent alcoholics, because they are destroying their health, and it should be considered unattractive to destroy your health and destroy your body. And the fact of the matter is, being obese has been documented to increase the risk of things like diabetes, and the vast majority of people who develop type 2 diabetes are obese. Some thin people develop it, absolutely. But being obese and being sedentary are the two biggest factors there. The two largest by a long shot. 2, being obese means you're going to have a lower insulin sensitivity, which goes back to that, which is documented with higher rates of cancer and a higher rate of dying if you get cancer. The lower your insulin sensitivity is through activity, excessive fat, or whatever number of factors that contribute, has been linked absolutely to higher death rates from cancer. 3, the effect on your joints, because you, if not conditioning your body through some sort of resistance training to strengthen joints and connective tissue, is going to make your joints and your knees and everything hurt, and your back hurt. To carry that extra body fat around, it's going to reduce your quality of life. You're going to get osteoporosis faster, joint problems faster. You're going to break down faster. 4, your lipid profile and your liver enzymes are going to be way worse. So you're setting yourself up for potential liver disease. Is a lesser risk, but more importantly, the cardiovascular health issue. So you are setting yourself up for an earlier death, but not just that, your energy levels are going to be lower. You're more likely to be prone to depression, and it's not just the social aspects. Basically, your entire quality of life and your ability to even do the things that you love and enjoy can be compromised by being obese, so it shouldn't be acceptable. And what I do on my channel, I put out a lot of information and very concise, scientifically backed information on how people can lose body fat and get into shape. And so the information's not hard, but I also tell people to own up to it. And this sort of thing that they're talking about with this woman that she's doing seems to be this trend coming out of the victim mentality, and feeding into that victim mentality that people who are obese have, to where it's someone else's fault besides their own direct lifestyle choices that cause them to be there. And the mere fact that people want to go on diets and quick fixes still suggests that they're not willing to change their lifestyle. And that's what got them there. And so I want people, and I always tell people, that you are personally accountable for your physical results. If you're obese, it's your own fault. If you fail to lose the weight, it's your own fault, because you either didn't try hard enough, or you didn't go do research on the most basic ways to do it and instead looked for a quick fix. And when it didn't work, you got upset, but it's your own fault because you didn't do basic research and go to credible sources like nutritionists and health experts to get your information. You bought some book from a quack who wrote a fad diet. It has lists of foods you can and can't eat. Instead of making people understand it is about calories in, calories out. Being obese is caused by eating too much and not exercising enough. Period. Scientifically understood, all the data supports this. And just like with anything else, it's your own fault. If I go to powerlifting meets next year and I take 12th place instead of second or third place or whatever I really wanted when I went there, it's my own fault. I can't blame anybody else. The only people I might be able to blame are those who worked for it harder than I did. I can blame them for wanting it more than I did. But outside of that, the blame is my own. I didn't want it bad enough. So if you don't achieve some physical goal that you set out to, you cannot blame other people. And if you want it bad enough, you're going to find the ways to do it no matter what. And if you fail to do so, you simply didn't want it bad enough. You didn't want it bad enough to do whatever it took to get there. And the moment people become accountable and hold themselves accountable and hold themselves responsible for these things, and they realize that they are in control, that's when people can get results and make changes in their life. Alright guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you next time.